Welcome, friends. OG Merpe here with you, ready to get back to our game of Pathfinder 2nd Edition. We play a homebrew rule set in an extremely homebrew setting of Valmina. Here it is with all of the chaos that the party is needing for notes for themselves. This is not a particularly made-for-stream, politically correct game. No offenses ever intended. Hopefully none is taken, but these are some pretty crass dudes, so all the warnings for content are on there for a reason. Language and adult themes and, lots of profanity and crudeness. So without further ado, we're going to dive into a section we call Thoughts and Feelings, which is essentially how our players' characters are feeling about where they're at, what's on their mind, what they're thinking about. So let's get on to it and let them know that we're live. And we're live. Here we are.
Oh, damn it. Not this time.
There it is. But without further ado, let us go ahead and dive in. Super briefly, we are going to do thoughts and feelings because I know that we have this combat here. So let's keep it short and have number 3. That'd be Anthony Simone start us off.
Thoughts and feelings. Oh my fucking god, fool! There's a fucking war back there. That's my thought.
Love that. Who's next?
It's gonna be Rowan.
Rowan's excited to see a frostworm. He's never seen one before. First time up in Frostholm, and seems like it's going to start off really well. Super excited to see a frostworm.
Yeah, if you sit for the nature tour, then off to a great start. Who's next?
Kythar.
Kythar, at first, excited to be back in his home area, and secondly, remember his worst nightmare growing up as a child is now real. And if I remember, he's afraid of the boogeyman, but in this case, big ass ice worms. And now knowing the fear of now.
Yeah, and he's fascinated because this trilling came in at the and everybody else is like, "What the fuck is that?" And is all like on high alert, looking around. So he's
fascinaed, not scared. He's fascinated, right?
Yeah, he's fascinated.
Okay, yeah, and then with that sound being, he's just like close to like worshiping kind of vibes. But yeah,
cool. Love that.
That's Kythar.
Love that. Who's next?
I'm going to choose my next Pokemon is Rowan.
I choose you.
Rowan's already picked.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. Shit. People's names. Reed.
Fuck, it's cold. There's a worm. We're gonna be fine. Excited to see Frostholm when we get there.
No, I mean, you could see it. You could see it from here. It's about half a day's journey away. Like, the silhouette of the city, so to speak, is out there. Like,
I'm excited to be in Frostholm, not in this freezing-ass cold tundra.
Yes. Who's next, man?
Who hasn't been picked?
Might just be me and a task.
Yeah, go ahead. A task.
So... Yeah,
he's here. Keep
going.
I knew it. I knew it was gonna happen.
Let me look at my spell book while I. Hold on.
Speak the name, and he shall appear.
That's great. I love that. And then not Monzo. Sorry, I'm looking at your old deal. Galfast.
Rip.
I still got the old sheet. What's up?
I got it. You dead named me.
I did.
Galfast, I think Galfast would prefer the company of this worm to the religious cloistered priests that we just came from. So this is an improvement for Galfast. A little action. We made it here quick. Haven't shot my bow in a long time, so honestly, things are looking up.
Cool.
I feel like when things get bad, Galfast is more positive about the situation. When we're, in a safe city, he's looking down. He's
Right.
depressed.
Right.
But now that he's out here and things could get fucked up, he feels alive.
I'm alive.
I do love that for him. Let's fucking see here. We are... That's everybody, Tyler? You had your fucking thoughts and feelings through the form of somebody else there. But we are going to fucking dive into it. You guys teleported into this, like, kind of small, relatively cramped, simple, completely, like, deteriorated stone shack that had this, like, as many of these ancient, like, sigils have been, this, like dusty, sigil on the floor of this space. And as you, like, exited this room, there was this, this familiar rumbling, which we had some mixed feelings about. Is that an avalanche? Is that something like a creature? And it turns out it is one presumably caused by the other. There is a frost, worm which is careening down the slope of this, like, now blizzardous mountainside as hundreds of thousands of pounds of snow are being just, like, pushed down. The air's being displaced rapidly, but your attention is on this ridged back of this subway-sized, worm back that is making its way just in front of this huge fucking avalanche, trilling almost the worm version of something between a mating dance and a scream, as it is just, like, careening down towards you all. There is a frozen river in front of you, like, broken shack behind you. There is the site of Frostholm, this, like, city, this bastion of civilization that you are headed towards. That will only take a few hours journey to arrive at, but there is this, like, pressing matter of the ground shaking and the mountainside coming down as this worm is just absolutely beelining for the party. He will be here momentarily as everybody gets to their feet, pulls out their spell books, unsheaths sword and axe, and arrives in their stances, preparing for combat to meet this creature coming down at them. I need initiative rolls from the lot of you guys. So let me.
Well, am I fascinated? Do I get a roll?
I'm going to say no. You've got lots, especially because we're team based, so you're going to have everybody else's, to back up on. But yeah, you will be one less roll on that that train. And then if you guys give
Perception?
me just
Perception.
Unless you've got something else to pitch for me, absolutely. And I can
toggle the encounter.
Yes. But before I do that, I need to open the map. So give me a second. Activate. There's another homemade map.
Why is that ice? Is that the worm?
No, that's a frozen river.
It's all dark for me.
It's all dark for you.
Yeah, it's dark for
Oh,
me.
I can't see!
Oh no, my bad. I'm looking at David's screen where I don't think I'm supposed to be.
Cheating.
You're right. I did not.
It's not my fault that he has it.
Okay, refresh your pages.
It's a pop up. You're good.
There we go.
Yes.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah. And so
Oh my god.
yeah, so this here hold on, wait, I know how to do things. Boom.
That looks a lot different than the picture you said
Boom.
earlier.
As this thing, like, reaches the end of its kind of, like, burrowing stream and fucking gets down here, and its head kind of, like, pops up out of the ice and rock. That's what you guys see. And then let me go ahead and add him to the encounter, which is now here, so you guys can go ahead and fucking roll your initiatives, and it should do the right thing. Or do I have to put your tiles out there first? I might need to put your tiles out there first.
I can see it, but you have to put our tiles out there first before we can roll. Technically.
Fast, Reed, Rowan, Simone. I know that Wilb is coming, so I'm just going to put him behind the building for now.
Yeah.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all you guys. Cool. So let's get those initiative rolls. Once we get you guys in the encounter. Boom. There you all are. I only have one of me, so I am keeping higher.
Ugh. Trash.
And I rolled pretty low as well. Yeah, your ranger has already beat the worm, but just barely. This is not one of those scenarios where every once in a while I do go back to old school and I'm like, okay, we're reacting here because like time is really of the essence, blah, 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 blah. I think that you guys collectively can see this coming. Your ranger, Galfast, has probably pointed it out to you specifically. And so like everybody's cool, everything's fine in order to kind of fight this thing. But it's here. You guys are loosely in correct location to where you were at. I mean, within reason, you can move your tiles to this kind of like landing zone outside the front of this space. I needed to get your tiles out there so that you could roll initiative.
Yeah. Let us know when we're ready to go.
You guys are starting turn order, so we are ready to go whenever you guys are ready to go. As this thing careens down, talking is always free. Probably, let's start with Galfast, since you did actually get the highest roll. You are like seeing this worm here, and so you're the one who needs to like alert your party to the danger of it as it's kind of careening down this mountain.
I'm cold as shit, puto.
Alaska bullworm, get down.
What's Alaska?
I'm gonna like physically turn his head.
As just like fucking streams of snow are like coming off the side, like chips of ice and rock as big as like your entire fucking body are just flying at, speeds of 30 or 40 miles an hour, just like off this ridge as it careens down.
How long do we have before those bits of ice get to us?
The bits of ice are just coming off of the worm itself. There is a full-ass avalanche coming behind the worm. I would say that, like, no more than 30 seconds, right? Like, we're talking, like, 3 rounds, maybe. And that, like, rumbling is only growing stronger. And so as you guys are, like, unsheathing these weapons, they're like, almost like singing as the blades are, like, wobbling and like hitting each side of the sheath. And like these huge Volkswagen-sized boulders are like gently hopping around in place already. There is a lot of movement here.
I think so I'm going to Kythar. I'm going to start snapping in front of his face and say, snap out of it. What the hell's wrong with him?
Kythar, how do you look fascinated here? What does that look like for Kythar as just fucking worm is, making this loud trilling sound?
Well, even though it's like part of his nightmares, he's fascinated. It's his home area. He's starting just to like, oh, I miss the mountains. Oh, fuck. Okay, sorry, Kythar, stupid. Oh, nice mountains.
Where is he? He's right here next to me. I'm gonna smack him upside the head. Bam! Wake up! Oh.
Here's what I'll say about that, because it is your guys' turn, right? Like we are down to like combat actions. He is fucking like fascinated or whatever, which doesn't make it. He's not incapacitated, but he's getting a debuff on all of his stuff. You guys you can decide that that's a 0 hit point, get your attention damage, and he can re-roll his save, or you can actually punch him and guarantee he comes out of it, but he's gonna take non-lethal damage for your whatever, right? Like,
well, non-lethal damage is a separate pool.
That
non-lethal damage, yeah.
I believe so.
Traditionally, yes, it's half of your normal HP before you fall unconscious. Traditionally, David can play it any way he wants.
If I punch him and I do non-lethal damage, I can do a lot of damage. So I'm gonna.
Oh, enough to knock out Kythar in one hit?
I don't think so. But
Well, then-
Reed, snow is coming. Heat worm is coming. How hard do you hit your friend?
I'm punching him in the face.
Great, love that. Let's get it to hit. Let's get a real attack.
At my mat.
No, it's your top attack. It's your first attack. You're kicking us off. You're doing the thing. 35 should beat Kythar's AC.
Yep, it does.
So, Kythar, you are no longer fascinated. Come out of this stupor as Reed's gauntlet, as you like taste blood on your lip, and you see like Reed pulling this gauntleted hand back.
Who pulls Kythar?
Hey, you're awake now. Glad to have you. And I'm gonna turn his head to the giant ice worm.
And Galfast's hands are still on your head, and now your hands are on Kythar's head, and you guys are just like
Shade of
a row
bozos.
of people who have like turned each other to face this fucking beast.
Chain of bozos.
So Kythar growing up in this area.
I should be the
gonna
maybe extreme. Sorry.
Kythar rolling the Kythar growing up in this area, seeing the avalanche plus the big ass worm come. I'm gonna roll survival to know where the fuck I need to go to guard myself from this fucking avalanche.
Cool. Sounds good. Go ahead and give me a survival roll. And that'll be your one kind of free thing. Everybody gets like a perception check, or you can like open or close a door, or pull a lever or something. You know, this is
that that's public or private?
that is public. We'll go public. Yeah, it's fine. It's really knowledge stuff and stealth stuff are the two big categories that need to be hidden. Everything else is not as big a deal. 32 cracks 30, which is kind of is the solid range for second edition. Looking around, there's a lot of like boulders that are big enough to hold one or two of you, but you can see that like they're moving around as well. And like are likely gonna just get like picked up and swept with the rest of this fucking snow that's coming down here. There are
Do I
trees.
see the big ass building behind us?
Yeah, I'm about to say there are trees here, which are in theory rooted, and like, you know, that's really a one per. You can get a little bit higher on them. Some trees bend, some trees do uproot, but like depending on how long they've been here, like that could be a safe bet. Yeah, and then there's that shed behind you, which like the whole team could get behind, but that thing is old and cracked, you know what I mean? And like without, as it is right now, you're not sure if that thing is going to be able to withstand this wall of snow either, or whether it's just going to like kind of break apart. But it's the biggest, most obvious thing to kind of like hide behind, right? In the area here that you can get to in a minute or less before that snow gets here.
I'm gonna yell at the team, "Get behind the boulders!" And I start running for the nearest one, which would be next to this river. I know it's not the biggest, but I'm just saying, get to the fucking boulders, and I run up to that one. This is just based off instinct coming out of a fucking stupor, seeing a fucking avalanche pointed towards me, and finding cover.
Cool, love that.
Well, I have a quick question.
Shoot.
I'm trying to remember. Have I taken damage since the last time we rested?
I
'Cause I have
don't.
20 HP right now.
No, I don't believe so, because you guys got a long rest.
Okay.
You guys got a long rest, had some like daytime meetings, and then teleported out here. So I don't think anybody. The only person who's under any kind of previous effect would be Anthony from his gold curse, and that doesn't. And that does technically affect his HP, but like where you guys were, you literally had a like healing bomb that you were standing in all the time. So like that was mitigated through that kind of environmental deal. But you should be at full health.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure because I went through the thing and I didn't see anything until like a couple months ago. So I just wanted to make sure
you should be fine.
But,
yeah.
But that being said, Rowan is going to cast Wall of Thorns.
Cool.
to try to. He's like, I'll try to help stop the snow, and he's gonna do that. And it does a. Let's see. Over the course of a minute, you cause a thick wall of thorny brambles to grow from the ground. You cut a 5-foot thick wall of brambles and thorns in a straight line up to 60 feet long and 10 feet high.
Cool. And we'll give you some like leeway on that. Is there any specific way he's casting that? Is he like casting that in the middle of the river? Is he casting that like between some of the trees? Is he casting that like on the building? Like where's it going? How's he using it here?
I would probably cast it right on the other side of the river, because it's the snow's coming from behind the
yes,
frostworm.
So
correct?
so snow is coming basically this away, right? Like where with the worm from the mountains.
So whoops, I didn't mean to put that down. So it would be just basically in between us and the worm, 60 feet long along that along the river, pretty much.
Okay, let me switch to a green. 60 feet long on the other side. 5, 10, 15, 20. So that's roughly like, well, damn it, that's the circle. And that's still the wrong color. Oh, I didn't hit save, probably. Give me a second. Configure. Good, perfect. That's probably like here-ish, right?
Yeah, that would be pretty much where I would put it.
Cool. And there's an extra few feet on that, but great. Awesome. Love that. Remind us how your magic looks to your fellow party goer here.
So you basically kind of see him, like green, circling his hands, and he's kind of moving his hands up and down, like to bring it up. And it looks like there's leaves falling, but nothing falls to the ground. It's almost like an illusion in a sense, he's like shedding leaves in a sense.
That's cool.
Like leaves are coming off of yourself?
Yes.
Okay, and then those are forming like the vines.
Well, the vines are coming up out of the ground, but he's just like when he's moving his hands, you see this like green aura around his hands, and then it looks like leaves are falling basically from his hands.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
And then they turn to ethereal, they putter out before they hit the ground, kind of thing. Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
That's very cool.
Ooh.
And that's it.
Cool, love that. And as you guys see these vines, like totally out of place, right? These like dark and vibrant like shades of green from these like big like leafy vined plants that just like emerge out of the rock and stone and ice, and it's like 10 feet high. So as it, you guys can still see the stuff sliding down the mountain behind you, but, and like the top of the ridge of this worm, but it, fucking fills the opposite bank of the currently frozen river. But even now you can see cracks beginning to form in it. Cool. Love that.
Simone's easy. He'll just be spending time summoning Wilb.
Well, you can drag him and put him wherever the fuck you want. There he is.
You said we get one action or two?
It's a full turn. You get all three.
Yeah.
We're just like we're in combat. This is just a regular ass fight with an avalanche.
Yeah. So Simone's gonna be like, for those putos who don't know where to go, get on Wilb, fool.
Okay. Pretty easy. And when I get up here, I'm going to use the extending lance, and I'm going to send it out 60 feet.
Okay, great.
Wilb's like, Jesus, sweetie, have you been eating since the last time we've hung out? You're just a little heavier this time.
Hey, I've just been home.
Home where? Is that the buffet, sweetie? Jeez. Go for a jog.
Oh, missed
I got
Will.
in a few
Evan, you're wearing the
fights. I
perfect
mean,
shirt
does that
for it.
count?
Let's just say we could, even when you sit down, sweetie, we can see it from the back.
They don't call me round bottom for nothing.
Will has spotted a crack in Reed's armor.
I know. Atesk, do you know the spell called Ozempic?
I've heard of that one.
That's funny.
Man. All right, who's up? It's you guys' turn. You got 3 actions apiece.
Okay, I moved. Okay, I did a move. I have Banjo with me. Could you pop Banjo on
I
the
will.
map?
I will pop Banjo on the mat. Yep. I always forget about
And
the
then,
buddies.
yeah, I'm going behind a boulder. And then, okay, so is that... I think I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to measure distance, I think.
Cool. Sounds good.
Actually, I think for my third action, I'm going to... well, I don't think studying prey does much. I'm just going to take a shot.
Hold on. Before you do that, does the worm look like it notices us?
Oh yeah, it is. It is coming straight towards you guys. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's all. Fire away.
I'm trying to see the distance. I think it's like 120 feet. It's hard to see. I'm going to take my shot.
Cool.
Shoot your shot.
Give me a second. Somebody else can start their turn. It's going to take me a moment.
Cool.
I think you're the last one, unless it's a test.
Oh, I haven't gone yet.
Huh?
Okay,
Well-
a test will turn to Reed. Where's Reed? Actually, I thought Reed
He's
was
on-
over here. Where'd Reed go?
He's on top of Will.
Yeah.
Oh. Reed, are you gonna fight this thing? Like,
I mean,
hit
if
it with
that's
your
what you
sword
guys
and shit.
Sure. I mean, I've never tried.
I need a more definitive answer than that.
Yes, if yes.
Oh, whoa.
Oh,
That was very
who's moving
aggressive
around?
for a task. Dang.
Oh, did you try to get? I thought I moved you on accident.
I don't know. I thought I was over there, but
No, I moved you because I said my character moved us down.
Gotcha. Well, a Tusk will walk over to Reed and then cast. Okay, I can't even move myself.
Oh,
Oh, let's go.
Nice. Love
He's
that.
He's
great.
a magic missile.
I crit.
Interesting.
perfectly aimed.
Let me know when you want damage. David.
Elemental.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I will take damage. That's some damage. Out of curiosity, Aaron, what do you have that lets you crit so fucking close to AC?
Say that again.
Because it says crit by +2, so it's like when you get a hit, do you just like get a crit?
I rolled a 20.
Oh, you rolled a 20. Maybe that's what did it.
I think I.
That's okay.
It's
Cool.
a 20 D20 plus 17.
Cool.
How do I accept the gift?
Is that okay? Good.
Then fucking sick, man. That's killer. Love that. Did
Dragon on your
you
character, Joe.
did you roll crit damage or did you roll regular damage? No, 2 times. I see that. 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. It's all there. Killer.
let's see.
Sick.
Man.
Cool.
Fire's cool. but I think
As Galfast fucking barrel rolls behind cover, draws his bow, draws it back, fires perfectly like through the vines that are beginning to like grow, like it's one of those things like the windows are all narrowing. He shoots through a target that's like that big on the vine wall to hit fucking the worm on the other side of it, managing to catch it between 2 fucking pieces of rock that are just like coming up on the sides, acting as full-blown, fucking stone paneling essentially. That's an awesome shot. Love that.
Yeah. I feel like as I go into cover, I'm running, I turn back, I take the shot. It's a nat 20. It lands just like you said. And then I'm going to barrel roll into cover. But it's been a while. So as I do so, all of my pockets dump all of my gear, so it like all falls out as I do a roll.
Oh man.
So I have some stuff fall out.
Love that.
You see a bunch of little blue pills fall out of his.
I need them. I have a prescription.
Oh my god. That's so good. We got actions out there still?
No, I'm done.
Cool.
I don't believe so.
All right.
Tyler, are you moving yours at all?
Yeah, I'm moving next to Joe, but I literally cannot move my character. So.
Right there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's great. Assuming Joe is somewhere in my vicinity. Yeah.
And cool. You're not on measurement tool. You like were on the real deal.
That was my problem. Thank you, David.
Cool. You're so welcome. We have done
and then
some
I cast elemental
configuring.
gift on Joe, and then Joe can pick what one he wants.
I picked fire.
Picked fire. There you go.
That's fucking killer. Love that. Cool. You guys are so cool. Okay. I need to
Get me close.
Look at Wall of Thorns. I don't think it like requires a save or anything. I think it just like takes damage if shit tries to go through it, right? Yeah, if it goes through it, it deals 3d4. So why don't you roll those 3d4 there, Rowan, because this thing is definitely trying to go through your wall. Cool. 9. I will apply that as well. Oh, that's on you, Atesk. I will undo. Target. Yep. Click. Close. Damage. That did it. Okay, cool. So we've got the damage. The boy is moving.
Is he a fast boy?
He is not a particularly fast boy, but I do believe... I can't read on this fucking white background.
Which was funny, huh?
I need from Simone, Rowan, Reed, and Atesk. I need a reflex save. I need this reflex save.
This reflex save.
Worms have breath weapons in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, which is just the coolest fucking thing.
Oh,
it's just the coolest fucking thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn a hero point for that.
That's probably a good call. Oh man, those are some low ones.
Yeah, I'll probably burn one too.
Cool.
I'll also burn one.
Jesus Christ.
He's a frostworm. He's big and scurry. Oh man, you guys are just whiffing.
Well, there it is.
Whiffing.
Shit in the bed.
At least it's not a crit fail.
Thanks, buddy.
I think.
It'll say no failure. Rowan got a success, and I thought I saw a crit success up there somewhere, or is that it? No, that's it. Rowan got it. Rowan got a success. Everybody else failed. Am I reading that right?
So it looks like.
Oh man, that's crazy. Okay, Rowan, congratulations. You're only taking half of the following damage.
Just D6 everywhere.
What? No.
Holy shit.
So Rowan only takes 20, and everybody else takes 40 damage.
Except for Kythar.
From the belt. Kythar is tucked behind cover, and Galfast is out of range and tucked behind cover. And so it is a breath weapon. I didn't even bother. Those of you who were like, I'm tucking up against a rock, I didn't even bother having you guys roll for that stuff because the avalanche is coming from the same direction as the worm. So, there you fucking go. As this thing punches a hole through Rowan's wall, and you can see the thorns kind of like scraping the back and sides of it as it pushes through, starts to break apart the ice on the river as well, and it's in this just kind of like slush state where you guys are in the kind of like early days of summer, and this lake or this river, which is always frozen solid, is like probably starting to thaw anyway, but now that this thing has like come through and physically drilled itself into it, it rears back and up and is like, when it like a cobra perches itself up, towers, I don't know, fucking 15, 20 feet above you guys, like in line with the treetops around you, as it just like unhinges a jaw full of ice knives and just shards of sharp ice and flurry are just expelled from it as this thing is for the first time kind of like out of the ground and is poking around. But you can see that there is just pure, unadulterated, like cold energy radiating off of it as like what little air and water there is immediately turns to ice on the ground around it. And like it is obvious to any of you that just standing next to this thing will result in a little bit of ouchie time for whoever is unfortunate enough to be close enough to it. But that's it. It's done. As the turn ticks over, as the 6 seconds pass, the worm is no longer in motion, and much to your guys' dismay, the rumbling has not subsided, but is only getting worse. And in fact, is so bad that I need a reflex save out of everybody who's currently on the ground, as like I said, it's shaking enough to make these boulders hop a little bit. And so just keeping your feet planted is a challenge in this like degree of fucking of weather.
Fuck me.
Man, you guys are killing me.
I don't think we're on the ground, me and what's his name? Or are we? Did he like pick us up yet?
No.
No,
Okay,
yeah,
so
you guys are this
I
as of
know.
now, everybody's on the ground. My understanding.
Yeah.
All right, that's a DC 29, so it looks like Rowan, Simone, and Kythar. Rowan, Simone, and Kythar. As the ground shakes, you guys and the snow around you turns to ice, slick ice. You guys all lose your footing and just fall to the ground in place. As the ground just fucking shakes around you, you'll have to start your turn prone to take an action to stand up. But it is your guys' turn. What are you guys doing? Or be picked up by a friendly companion or teammate.
I'll stand up.
Cool. Love that.
Tyler, did you? No, you didn't fall. Okay. Simone, you fell?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, okay, I'll pick Simone up so he has an action for something.
No. You don't need to.
Okay. What is the range on the breath weapon, David?
You guys are right at the edge of it. You know what I mean?
No. My breath weapon.
Oh, your breath weapon. 60 feet, I believe.
These are 5 or 10 feet.
You can hit the worm from here. Fair turnabout is fair play. It hit you with its breath weapon. I'm just going to rule that you're close enough to hit it with your breath weapon.
Right. I'm going to use my breath weapon. Just... what is the... It's not... I just roll damage.
It's got to roll a reflex save. You do roll damage. You're 11d6. It's a d6 for every level you are. And a d4 on your recharge on that. Which reminds me, I also need to roll my recharge, so we'll do that blind, so you guys don't know when it's coming. Interesting. And then let me see here. I have to roll a reflex save as the worm for half damage, double damage, whatever. I think we decided it's been like 32, somewhere in that neighborhood has been the reflex save of that. So let's see here. You guys have leveled up, so let's call it 33 because it'd be one higher than the last time you used it, kind of thing. He's got a solid modifier, but also rolls like trash on his roll, so he'll be full damage on your 11d6 for your breath weapon.
What? Why did it only roll one?
Let's keep roll 5 more.
It's 11d6, you said?
It is 11d6.
Oh, it's 11d6.
It's 11d6. And then what flavor of damage?
It's fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is...
That's about right.
So he's within 60 feet, and then my lance... I think my lance is 60 feet.
Where'd that plus 11 come from? Is that just something you accidentally tacked on there?
Yeah. So that would be 4 on that one. So
that's 4. So 41 plus his modifier. I need to double check how mechanic stuff works. Give me a second. Huge hit. Crushing blow. As you blow fire, all of the snow in front of you immediately sizzles into steam. Everybody's visibility is shit. As you guys are now in a fucking steam sauna from this like fucking cone of fire which just erupted out from Reed. The worm is now concealed from you. You are now concealed from it. And you guys can hear the sound of like ice breaking and water like gushing and slopping over the still frozen parts of the river as you've just like melted a line towards it.
And then the extending lance, you said that was 60 feet? Or was that 30 feet?
What's that?
The extending lance?
It's a 60-foot extending lance.
Then I'm gonna jab just outright in front of me as best as I can.
Jesus.
Remembering, just trying to remember where he was.
Jesus, Joe, that fucking flame breath did a shit ton of damage. That was a 50+ damage go when accounting for weaknesses.
If this hits. You ready for the strike?
Yeah. I mean, you can do all that yourself. That's the benefit of the program. You can target and roll and all that.
30.
You did not target him. 30 does not hit though. So, so tough. As you guys do, but I will say this: the flame, although you guys can't see it, the screech of pain indicates to you guys that fire attack was particularly effective and painful from the perspective of this worm.
The ice worm doesn't like fire.
And that's it. I'm spent.
Yeah, well, good turn.
Simone and Will just take flight.
Cool.
So that's what Simone will be doing. He will be flying. Just making sure. I think we'll be flying 80 feet into the air. So if you want to put that there.
Yeah, I'm also eating. I will
You're fine.
put you up there.
And that will be the end of my turn.
Okay, great. Anybody else?
And that's with Reed on my back too.
You got it.
On Will's back.
Elevation 80 feet.
That's why I asked. Anybody want to? We got a avalanche coming.
Can he carry all of us?
No, we tried.
Oh.
I could carry 3 people.
Is sheath and drawing the same? Like, is that 2 actions when I sheath and then draw? Yeah, it is. It is. So, there's no point in me doing that. I'm not gonna throw him a hammer.
Yeah, you can drop a weapon
Sorry.
for free, but if you want to sheath it, that is an action.
Now with a fucking avalanche coming, that shit's gonna get swept away.
I mean, you know, you wanted to save your action economy, you could. It would be faster.
I appreciate the guidance.
No, that's a different spell.
Shut
Ah.
up. No, I'm just gonna put my hammer in the dirt and just hunker behind this fucking rock. If the avalanche is coming, dude.
So you're like actively anchoring yourself with your hammer?
My hammer in the ground. Yeah, like hammer ground. I know it's not like a sword or anything but I can put it in the ground and then hunkering down and basically, yeah.
Cool.
So I don't get swept away.
I like that. Remind me of that later. That will likely become pertinent. Cool. Who else has got stuff?
I do.
I do. Oh.
I'm gonna cast Fireball.
Yeah, cool. That's saw that one coming.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's easy. All right, he's got a.
Yeah, I got it. He's doing his thing. That's a better roll. It's a success. So half damage. Half damage, but it is his weakness, so it will still do more than whatever the on the dice number is that comes up as half damage. So.
Cool. All right, let's see what the damage is. As you.
Did you roll that as a level 3 spell, or did you heighten it?
I rolled it as level 3.
I was like, that seems pretty low.
I rolled a couple of lows, so. But I get that +3.
What I meant was the amount of dice you were rolling.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's what I was asking, what spell slot.
Yeah, if he can upcast that bad boy, but he's got crazy shit like disintegrate in his high level spells. So you know that was super cool. I love watching the test bust that out 2 sessions ago, whenever that was. All right, what else we got? We're
Rowan's gonna pick himself up.
Cool.
And then he's gonna go up to the tree right here, and stand there and be ready. If once the avalanche gets close, he'll grab the tree if that's gonna happen.
Cool, sounds good. So that's an action to stand up, an action to move. So he's got a free one basically.
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good. Cool. Love that. Anybody else?
For me, I would like to use my grapple to get up into one of the trees.
Okay.
I think I'll take a shot first.
Yeah, and I think you have your choice of the 3 trees that are nearest to you. If I'm doing my math right.
R.I.P.
You've got any of these?
3 trees.
3 trees.
3 trees.
I'm going to take my shot first, I think, because I think it'd be easier to do from the ground.
Cool. Sounds great.
Bam! Ooh.
Range.
A 34 misses? Oh my god, I hate that.
They're big boys. They're big boys. I'm glad you got the crit right out the gate, Aaron, because I was like doing the math and I was like looking at everything because this is pretty much out the box. This guy, like I didn't do any.
He's huge. He's scary.
I didn't do any monster monkeying really with this. But I was like looking at everybody, and you were the one I was looking at. I'm all, ooh, Galfast has got to roll pretty high to hit this thing, and I was like, well. Kind of like narratively, arrows would bounce off the giant stone-skinned ice worm, right? Like, you know.
Yeah, I have by far the longest range too. So.
Yeah.
Okay, and it'll probably take me 2 actions. I'll shoot my grapple and then climb up. I'm assuming that'll take the rest of my turn.
I don't know. I'm tempted to give you the grapple as your free interaction, as you're like, because it's really no harder than pulling a lever. You look at the tree, hold your hand up, and it doesn't even shoot. It just, the rope is then in your hand kind of thing, right? I guess you would have to climb it though So
yeah, and I'm gonna have Banjo with me. So
okay, so give me an acrobatics as you're getting up into the tree. You roll it with advantage because you've got your grappling hook up there.
Oh,
there you go. At 19,
I'm not an athletic guy, so
19
I'm like sweating from the brow.
Yeah, 19 saves you though. Yeah, with the what should be a totally effortless, perfect grappled, line is this just like sweating, tugging. At one point, you guys look. Galfast is like upside down, like hoisting himself, like running the rope between his legs. Fucking, Badger's like on his face and he can't see where he's going. But you do manage to. Which tree would you like to be at the top of? All these three are in range.
I want to do the one behind me, to the left of me.
Okay, you can move yourself.
Yeah.
And then
it does look like something out of Family Guy going up there.
I do love that. Great. So that is movement. That's a shot, a movement, a free action. If I give you the grapple as a free action, that leaves you with one more action, Aaron. I know that you're an arrow man, so I figure you'll. At a map, I don't even know if you can hit this thing on your second map, but
yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll roll high. I didn't.
Yeah. Crit miss, out of range, no consequence, not a big deal. As you guys watch, that first arrow perfectly struck this worm, and through the gaps in the thorn wall, you could see a violent eruption of frozen shards of ice blood shoot out of this thing where the arrow made contact with it. The next two from Galfast just break and ping, bing, bing, just off the fucking armor of this thing as it's just frozen solid.
Maybe another fireball.
I'm about to say, but you guys have been magicking it with fire really fucking well, so at least there's that. All right, what was that? It? Are we out? Are we tapped?
I have one more move, and I'm just gonna move over. One more action. I'm just gonna move over behind this rock to take cover.
Cool. Sounds good. Cool.
By the way, Simone should have taken 40 damage.
Oh yeah, I was. I just kind of was letting you guys because I hit basically everybody, so I was going to let you guys apply that to yourselves. I didn't hit any of you guys with the 20 or 40 respectively. Looks like Rowan hit his. Looks like Simone got his. Tess got his. Cool.
I don't know if you were applying it or if I was applying it. That's why.
No, usually I would apply it. You're right, but on a big one, I didn't. I guess I could have. Mm-hmm. Could you draw a box and do damage that way? Does that work the way it should?
Yeah, if you select everyone, then click the damage, it does it all at once.
Okay, cool. Maybe I'll do that next time. Then I'll draw a box over everybody.
There won't be a next time. All right.
Honestly, at this rate, you're right. He did not roll a 1 on his breath weapon reset, as indicated by the fact that he's about to take his turn and not start it by breathing fucking frost on you guys. But I do have to see what's up. Yeah. Cool. He goes back into burrow mode. Fucking charges. What do we got here? 40, 45. I think Rowan ends up being the first thing that he runs into. So here it is. His regular. Ooh, his regular bite is not. Wow! Oh yeah, this is going to be trouble.
Oh no.
Yeah, this thing.
Rowan, I've hardly.
Yeah, you guys can basically count on this thing hitting you every fucking turn, especially those of you who are not wearing armor. So.
That's why I flew up in the sky.
That's why I flew up in the sky. I'm doing my part. Okay, cool. That's not as bad. Okay, Rowan, as this thing comes in and it's part momentum, it's part the jagged ice teeth. It's part the just like pure unadulterated like frost essence that is coming off of this thing. It's the equivalent to being too close to a bonfire where the heat is beyond uncomfortable, but you can feel those hairs burning on the end of your skin. Except you're on the flip side. You can feel your muscles freezing through, both you and a Tesk. And you are like watching frost form over them and just have instantly lost feeling in all your extremities. And just as like a reminder, this thing has a kind of like essence around it. So those of you who are going to start your turn, you got a part 2 coming, both you and a Tesk, as you start your turn, kind of like in the range of this thing. It's gonna, you know what? I'll just fucking
Part
do that.
2.
I'll just fucking do that now
got
before I
part
forget, because I'll forget. He's got Worm Chill that enters or begins its turn. Oh no, there's a reflex save associated with that. So this is going to be that save when you guys start your turn. He's tapped.
Hold
Any
on.
reactions to take? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast Zephyr Slip
Okay.
in response to him entering the space 5 feet from me,
Yes, he has done that.
and I'm going to fly 15 feet away from the triggering creature.
Okay, I'm just going to
That's
give
cool.
you an elevation of 15 feet if that's okay with you.
Sure.
You and up to 5 allies at the 8th level? That's insane.
Okay, you are now 15 feet in the air. Tyler, Simone, and Wilb and Reed are 80 feet in the air. And the rest of you guys are on the ground, either tucked behind cover or up in trees. So let's get, I guess, first things first. I was about to say, this does kind of spoil a bit of the second environmental turn, because your party member turned everything to mist anyway, and created some like visibility problems. But now, as that wall of snow is just on the other side of the riverbank and will be upon you at any moment, the like dust and flurry and the like powder that's being kicked up is causing, like, everything is concealed. So you guys are gonna have to roll flat checks to hit stuff at range, or hit it with spells, or etc. etc. Those of you in the air, we got rid of fly checks. That's not a thing anymore, right?
That's up to you, I guess, and that could be like an athletics, or depending like acrobatics, depending on.
I think I'll go
how you're
dealer's
feeling.
choice for the two of you who are in the air actively. I guess anybody who's in the air, including those of you who are on the backs of things. I want either an acrobatics or an athletics check from, that'd be Reed, Simone, because Simone and Wilbur are the same deal. A Tesk, the three of you, I would like a check from.
Definitely giving you an athletics check.
Yeah, I figure you're just gripping onto Wilb with every ounce of strength that you have. Ooh. You guys! You guys!
I have that's my highest roll up tonight is a 4. So
Is
it
a
what it is.
4? Wow. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, a Tesk. I also need one from you. Either an acrobatics or an athletics check.
Brian, it won't let me. All right, whatever.
It is what it is.
The dice are telling their own story.
Yeah, they got some shit to say. Here's what I'll say about this. Tesk, you have like flown into the air, and as the like air is being displaced, as your disorientation is setting in from not being able to see where things are, you feel yourself like in the air and immediately blown away from the cause of like the point of the avalanche. But fortunately, you're right next to a tree. So you just get blown into the branches of this fucking tree 15 feet up in the air. I don't know if you like have the fly spell active or not. Like, that's all still fine and legal. But your feet and like arms are physically like wrapped up in branches as this thing just like pushes you into the tree. Reed, you're able to like clamp down on Wilb and keep yourself on his back. But Wilb does get just like physically pushed back 15 feet from where he is, as, like I said, this air being displaced just like, physically moves him in the air, is able to maintain flight. 26 is still a respectable score. No one's tumbling out of the air entirely. But as this moves in, so unless you are straight up adjacent to this worm, you're going to have to roll I think it's a flat DC 5 check to like see if you can see it, right? Like otherwise, I'll let you attack it blindly, which you're going to interpret as at disadvantage here. But you guys are like concealed from each other as the steam and the snow and the flurry are here. The rumbling sound has grown so strong that like even at full volume yelling, you guys, the snow's like absorbing sound. Like fucking Kythar probably could not hear Galfast yelling at him and vice versa at this point, just with how much is going on. But the turn ticks over. Rowan, as you're the only person starting in the range here, if you would go ahead and just scroll up and hit that DC 31 basic reflex on the worm chill from 5 minutes ago. We will see what's going on there. It's like 5 chat boxes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I can put it back in there too. I can just put it back at the bottom somehow. Let me worm chill.
Is it just a basic reflex?
It's a basic 31, reflex save.
Okay.
Which I think you can just click the button. 29 failure by 2. So this is just like an environmental thing. It's not designed. This isn't like a killer fucking blow. But in very short order, the like power and magnitude, the utter like chill of this worm is fucking here next to you, and like this avalanche, this wave of snow is going to be here any moment. All of you guys begin what very well may be your last turn before the avalanche arrives. How we spending our actions, guys? What are we doing?
So we can't see anything, right?
I mean, you can hear the rumble of the snow. You could see it a moment ago, but there's just like snow and powder. Kind of instant blizzard, right? As you get the lighter particulate matter before the wall of snow hits you, right? But you can still hear things around you. You you saw where the worm was. You know what I mean? Like everybody's got a good idea of the space, but there are visibility issues.
Let me see something really quick. Okay. I'm going to cast Simone. He's going to move. He's going to move. In the same direction. So not Will, just Simone is going to move right here. And then he is going to cast with his last spell slot 0 gravity.
Ooh, cool. Love that. It's an AoE, so you don't need to see anything. You negate gravity's effect. Interesting. Creatures float in place unless they can push off a surface. Great. Love that. That's super interesting, Anthony.
So what I'm trying to do here is now Atesk and Rowan should be floating near objects that they can push off of, right?
Or they're all on the ground, and in theory, they can push off of the ground as well. So, yeah.
Exactly. Well, no, they're floating now. So, creatures float in place unless they can push off. So, they're floating off the ground now.
Unless they can push off. Each of them could push off of either the ground or the tree or the rock around them as you're casting this spell. So.
Yeah, that was my goal there.
Yeah, so I think it's their call if they push off and in what direction they push off of. That's cool as fuck, Anthony. So remind us what Simone's magic? Not that anybody can see it except maybe read, but remind us what your magic looks like.
Yeah, so for me, it's like my eyes turn like that arcane kind of blue, right? And I just kind of like put my hands up like this, like I'm lifting up something from the ground, but really I'm like reversing gravity as my eyes like turn like, piercing blue, like light up glowing blue. You know what I mean?
That's fucking crazy.
Like White Walker blue.
Yeah, like White Walker blue, yeah.
Yeah, Galfast, you just see
Or
a
like
large, dim blue glow, like from off in the direction that you know the fight is, but like it's just a white screen with a blue light behind it from your perspective, right?
Shit's fucked.
And then you feel like, and then you guys feel yourselves like float off of the ground.
And I will ask each of these guys in this moment, as you can feel yourself lifting off, becoming weightless. Well, I guess first, Simone, are you going to like call down to your party and say anything to them as you're casting the spell?
Well, I'm gonna like yell it because I have to concentrate, right?
Right.
So it's like, I'm gonna yell as loud as I can, and be all, like push off the ground, putos. But it also depends on. You said that there's
you guys are close enough. Yeah, you guys are close enough. I think.
Okay. Right.
Actually, here's what I'll do. I'll take perception checks from each of my three boys in the zone of effect here. Very modest. We'll say that's DC 26 on the perception.
David, why am I rolling a perception check?
Because you need to be able to hear your friend hollering at you in a blizzard.
Can I roll an arcane check because I recognize the magic?
I want a perception check first. I want to see if you can hear your friend, and if you can't, I will absolutely let you roll an arcane check to see if you identify the magic in the same instant. That seems more than fair for your background.
This also includes the worm as well, I believe. I don't see anything in the spell that says negated by.
You get to choose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kythar, you hear Simone yelling at you. Tesk and Rowan seem to be like oblivious and focused on the worm that's directly in front of them. And you're told to like push off, and a beat or two goes by, and neither one of them are like pushing off or doing anything.
Hearing that to jump off but seeing the spell, I just like fuck it. Okay, it's either die or do something. So I jump up, and when I notice that I get, how far up will I go?
So basically you have movement, and so the way I interpret this is that you don't have a fly spell active, but you are in the Ender's Game chamber, right? Like all of your momentum.
Okay, 0G. Okay.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I interpreted it.
So can I see the snake?
You cannot directly see the snake, but you have a pretty good. It's a big snake. You have a pretty good idea where it was, a moment ago, kind of thing.
I'm gonna jump as hard as I can at an angle, while. Okay.
Because it was in Cobra stance, like 20 feet in the air when you last saw it.
Yeah. So what I want to do is, like, knowing the direction of the angle, I want to chop up, hit 0G, get to the top of that tree, push down using my hammer as my weight going in the direction of the worm. Please tell me it's athletic.
Okay, so you want to shoot from here to the treetop, and then from the treetop potentially over or down to the snake.
Right, because in theory, if it's 0G, I jump, but I need something to change my direction.
Yeah, to catch on.
So I'm jumping. Right.
And I'm looking at this, Anthony. Hammer. Fucking props. I see you managed to get 2 rocks, 2 trees, and the side of the building in your spell zone. So this is crazy.
That was my whole goal.
I love this. I thought I was making things dynamic with weather effects, but this is literally a whole other level. This is a lot of fun. I have no idea how the worm's going to react to any of this yet.
I'm
Okay.
interested as well.
So Kythar, you rock it. We're gonna say that it's that you kick off of this, rock, get up to the. We're just gonna treat movement like movement, right? Like as long as you have legal anchor points to move between, like it'll just take whatever you can move, right? So it's what's your movement speed? 30 feet, 40 feet? Nah, he's looking at other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I was listening.
I think that you can get to the top of the tree absolutely with one movement, and then that'll put you probably close enough to the snake from there that you could just like kind of climb out and hit him standing up, unless you specifically want to push off at him for whatever reason. But that will put you like within striking distance, just being on the tree.
Well, it's 0G. My momentum of my hammer swing is gonna throw me at him if we're playing by physics.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna swing him, but it's also double strike. So let me at him.
Okay, sounds good. So go ahead and roll your 2 attacks. They happen kind of in the same instant, so to speak. So, first one hits, does not crit. Second one does not hit. So you get one of those to roll your damage on. I'm going to switch over and target the right guy and make sure we're doing this correctly. Damage.
Fuck, I forgot to target him. My bad.
No, I got it. It's cool.
Okay.
I know what his AC is. Yeah, I know what his AC is. It's cool. Cool. Rowan, you see Kythar just, from your perspective, just like appear in the top of the tree, and everyone can hear the sound of the crack of... I mean, it sounds like Kythar is like hitting a boulder with this rock, like that sharp stone crack with the almost like breaking of ice sound. As you do, though, Kythar, I've been waiting for someone to melee attack the boy here.
Oh shit!
I believe he is going to use his reaction and trigger freezing blood. And just like you saw those shards come off when Galfast hit him, there are like shards of frozen blood which are now like flying out of this worm. As you have, excuse me, it says piercing or slashing. That's illegal. You did bludgeoning, so I guess we're cool there. Yeah, so you hit it, and it goes ouch. And
That's illegal.
That's illegal. Cool. Rowan, you see this. Kythar. Rowan has not reacted to Simone telling him to jump, but he does like look up and see you. You guys are within like easy communication distance at this point.
I'm gonna yell, "Fly, you fools!" No, save yourself.
And we'll be like, stay within the zone, putos. Don't jump outside of it. And you can clearly see where it ends because there's like floating like debris of snow.
Yeah, there's just
yeah.
like all like the world is spinning around it, but there's just like all of every particle, every snowflake has like stopped where it's at and just started just loosely fucking floating around instead of being like pushed by the wind and the force of all of the stuff around it.
Exactly.
I will say, Rowan, that like counts. That constitutes adequate warning through all of this to like know to kick off. And Atesk, I will take your Arcana check to identify the spell as you did not pass the perception check. Despite the fact that you did not hear a thing and cannot see a thing, you know exactly what spell has been cast the instant that it fucking hits.
So fucking smart.
You're so fucking smart. What are we doing,
I don't
guys?
know about that.
Everyone's in the know.
So, okay, I'm going to cast Bursting Bloom on the Frostworm.
Cool. Love that. It's right in front of you so you can see it. No problem.
So you cause a rose bush to sprout from the chest of a foe, bursting out of its body and wrapping it in thorn vines. The target takes 66 piercing damage.
That's metal as fuck. You like reverse alien it with plants. That's awesome. Cool. Then I'm gonna roll his. Let me make sure I'm on him. I'm gonna roll his fort save. We'll do it public. Ooh, low roll. Needed a low roll. Quite fortuitous, but still a failure, my friend. So full damage, and is encumbered for 4 rounds, which means it's slower and it's clumsy. Okay, interesting. Got it. So the effect is on him, and I need you to roll your damage.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I guess I'm going to kind of push off from the tree at an angle, heading, I guess, back towards the building.
Okay, sounds good. You've got enough move. I think it's probably about one movement. We're going to do some rounding here because we're at angles and doing crazy stuff with elevation, but we'll call that one move to kick off from where you're at and land like on the side of the building, basically as far up as you want to be. The building's probably somewhere between 15 and 20 feet tall. So you can be as far as, as much as 20 feet off the ground if you'd like.
I probably kind of stay close to the ground.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just trying to push away from the frost worm. Yeah, so almost right up to the wall.
Cool. Sounds great.
But that's my turn.
Cool. Others.
Can I see the frostworm from my
If you are
point?
adjacent to it, you can, and with how tall it is, you are still adjacent to it. So yes.
And does it look? Does it look bloodied?
It looks.
Pretty...
It for sure looks bloodied. Yeah. I would not say it's at death's door, but it's close.
Okay. I will, unless anybody wants to go before me.
David, would it be with how tall it is? Would we be within 60 feet of it still?
From where you guys are at, from where Reed is currently at, it is. What is that? 25.
We're also in the air.
You're absolutely within. You're 80 in the air, so you're actually farther away from it because it's only 20 feet. If you were right over it, it's only 20 feet up, and if you're 80 feet up, that's 60 feet by itself. So no, with how high you guys are, you'll be too far away.
Will, do you want to get any closer?
From your guys' vantage point, you're probably. I guess you're still behind the effect of the spell. Visibility's bad.
Yeah.
But that like things. The weather's getting crazy out here. Like Reed, you're screaming in Wilb's ear, and you're right there. You know what I mean? So that he can fucking hear you.
Yeah. Wilb's gonna say, Simone says it's getting too crazy to get any closer, sweetie.
I'm gonna hold my action to raise my shield if he uses his breath weapon again to try and stop me and.
Oh, cool! Love that. Yeah.
Getting hit.
Yeah. Love that.
So yeah, there you go.
Are you done, Joe?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. I would like to take a shot.
You just got to roll a
Never saw this one
d20,
coming.
and you got to clear a 5 in order to see it
You need a shot glass.
in the flurry.
Okay, so I need to clear a 5 to see. Do I do that first?
You do that first, yeah, because I'm not going to bother having you roll the attack if you can't see him, kind of thing, right? Okay, great. You can make him out well enough to attack him, so now you can go ahead and roll your standard attack.
Okay, first attack. That's going to be a miss.
Oof.
Second attack. Oh, it's not going to be a miss.
Oh, shit.
I think I'm going to shoot the with my last action, I'm gonna shoot the grapple out further. I think it goes 60 feet. Is my recollection?
Yeah, it is a 60-foot grapple.
Okay.
So you could get to the next
here's
tree.
What's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna shoot it. No, not to the next tree, but next to where the guy is.
Okay.
And I'm gonna send Banjo in. Banjo's gonna Mission Impossible 6
slide down. You're gonna zip line Banjo down into combat. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Not 1 through 5, 6.
And then Banjo's gonna make an attack.
Cool, love that. Are you sending him into the ground, or are you sending him next to a Tesk up closer to the tree? Both you can hit from.
Where would be melee range for the worm?
Either
at this point.
Yeah, he's close enough. He's a big guy.
I'll send next to a Tesk, and then if I can do either.
Yeah, just because I think I just think it'd be a fun moment. A Tesk, from the kind of flurry behind you, you just like see the glint of steel next to you and hear. Does Banjo have like a war cry or anything he does? Or
say that again, David.
Does Banjo have like a war cry or any kind of noise he makes as he slides into combat?
He does. He's going to actually enter Badger Rage as he's going down.
Cool.
So you're going to hear like a noise. You know, he's like he's going to be like woofing as he goes down, and then it's going to get like substantially more warbled and crazy as he. And then by the time he's next to a Tesk, he's like, it's like when the Hulk transforms and none of the clothes fits and everything's torn, and there's like big veins popping out. So now you have a ripped Badger next to you. And now
hey, little guy.
Who you called little?
I don't know anymore.
Neither do I. And then he's going to attack.
Cool. Target, roll the dice, do the whole thing. 18? Hits. Good.
Hell yeah. I think I need to edit the damage a bit. Okay, so it deals with 4 damage with its bite and 2 with its claw. This was its bite. I have a -1 to my AC. Because I don't think I can enter rage like a regular character.
Yeah. Whatever you got to do, man. Yeah, whatever. You just add a modifier onto your attack or whatever. Because you could just add, plus whatever you need to.
There's the first one. And this is the second jaw strike.
Oh, nice. Oh. And that's a crit.
Dang.
Whoa.
So Aaron's giving us all of his bad luck.
Rolls, yeah. Look at me.
I know.
Look at Aaron. Look at Aaron.
A day in the life of one of you. This is how it feels.
I don't want to.
This is
no
how
more
it feels.
complaining. No more complaining.
Go ahead and roll your crit damage on that. Because as silly as it is, that might do it. We're going to do the damage here for regular. Then we're going to do the crit damage. No, he's still hanging in there. But you guys, a Tesk is probably the only one who can properly see it. But Kythar might be able to hear what's going on over there, kind of thing. And it kind of makes sense, right? Like the badger, the burrowing animal that has claws that are specifically designed to separate rock and soil and stuff, is just tearing into this frozen worm like it's a frozen piece of ground, man, and it's just shredding this thing. Holy shit. However, Aaron, that does qualify. So with that, he is going to hit with freezing blood, and Banjo needs to perform a DC 31 basic reflex save. .28 is a regular fail. So 23 damage to Banjo. Not a big deal. He's
23.
fine. Look at him. Oh, it was blind. Excuse me. Yeah, it was 23. 23 damage. Not a big deal. As Banjo tears into it, and these shards of these fucking icicle-sized pieces of frozen blood just come streaming out of this, embedding themselves in Banjo, who doesn't even fucking notice. There is a bleeding, thrashing worm in front of you guys. Anybody got actions left?
That Banjo's gonna say, "Finish him off, boys."
That Puto can speak English?
I do.
Cool.
What do you call it, Puto? I need a beer.
I'm gonna. How high up in the air is this thing?
It's cobraing and thrashing between 15 and 20 feet in the air.
How much room, if I like kicked off this, would I be able to travel up?
As far as the spell
Above
goes, which I think is 120 feet. And you're 15 feet up, so another 100 feet, roughly?
Yeah. Let's go. I'm going to kick off and just jump up, straight up.
Okay, great. How far up are you going? Are you trying to cast are you trying to cast a spell also? Because it still costs movement to move, even if you're kicking off.
Yeah. I will do 1 movement's worth of distance.
Great.
And because I have the boots, I think I get extra big jump.
Cool, great. I'm just going to give you an extra 10 feet, unless you tell me it's more.
I think I also have... No, I don't. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, just an extra 10 feet's good. And then I'm going to cast... I'm going to cast a... rank 5 fireball.
Okay.
Is Banjo within 20 feet of...
Yeah, if you hit Banjo, I'll kill you.
Okay. Never mind. All right, then I'm just gonna cast.
Banjo is next to you, so it's David's call if Banjo's in range. I'm in melee range of the worm.
He's up. He's an extra. He's like 50 feet in the air now. 50 plus feet in the air.
Okay, I was where you were, so if you were in.
Just use
can I hit
fireball.
The other side of the worm with the fireball, and like not hit Banjo.
What's the rate?
With how large the worm is?
With a DC 5 flat check to see the worm and know where it is, because right now you only have an idea of where it is because of all of the snow and the flurry. You'll still have to, and I'm going to give you a pass on fireball because it's an AoE. You'll know you hit the worm. You have no idea if you can see. Actually, technically, you need to give me a check to see everybody in the area that you might be looking to see, because as you kick off, you lose sight of Banjo, Kythar, and the worm as the snow is.
Tesk is juggling all these potential options with all of his capabilities. And,
his knee jerk is probably to cast fireball for sure. Yeah,
might not be the best option in this case. Yeah. So instead, he's going to cast Chromatic Ray.
Okay,
I've never cast before.
Cool.
It's weird.
That's fine.
I have to
Link
make
it.
A spell attack roll.
Okay, which means you have to be able to see it. So you still got to make that flat 5 check to like see the worm to hit it.
Oh, okay.
Basically, any ranged attack is going to have to make that.
Gotcha. So just roll a d20?
Just a d20. You got to get a 6 or higher. If you don't, you can't see the worm.
All right, fair enough. Perfect.
Great, you can see the worm. So it makes a fort save, it looks like.
Yeah, I think so. Then I get to roll a d4 if it succeeds.
It succeeds, but I don't know what. I think that's just for the damage. I think you still roll the d4 and you still like have to make the spell attack. And I think that's just like if it hits, it's a reflex or a fort save to do the damage reduction thing that, you know what I mean, like you do for magic. So target it and make your regular spell attack, because that's a step you got to do no matter what, I think.
I thought I rolled the spell attack.
That's what I'm saying. You target it, you roll the spell attack. I just pre-rolled the fortitude save, I think, is what happened.
Okay.
You're supposed to start with the spell attack. Whamp.
All right.
As a rogue ray of magic, in the form of, from the rest of you guys' perspective, just a streak of... Why don't you roll that d4 anyway? I'm curious. I want to know what color this streak of magic is, even if it doesn't hit.
All right.
as this streak of orange magic fucking flies through and like lights up the snow around it. I think that you guys probably knowing where like Atesk was are probably all thinking like, oh, is that a fucking fireball that just went off? And then in the din of noise that is going on afterward, you hear the shriek of the worm cut through as it continues to thrash, and you guys know that it's still moving around down there. Are we out of action?
I believe so.
Yep.
It's in 0 gravity. How does its thrashing affect it?
I've been thinking about this, and I am fairly certain that in the face of uncertainty, what this worm would do would be to go down, would be to burrow, right? Like that's what it does as it fucking knows all this stuff is going. But it definitely has never been in 0 gravity before. So I was thinking I was going to have it make an athletics check to like see if it's going to be able to like kind of twist itself and get itself like back underground to burrow. And I'm going to call that a DC 35 athletics check, because it should be no surprise the giant worm that does nothing but move and burrow all day is quite athletic. So yeah. So it flips, thrashes, turns itself around, and there you guys hear the sound of like stone crunching as this thing just like buries itself.
Sorry, I wanted to double check that. My movement from to the top of the tree down to throw myself at the, was that 2 movements or 1? Did you consider that a fluid movement?
You attacked it from the tree, so I think you still had 1 more.
Okay.
I'm about to say I have rolled over to the worm's turn, so a little bit poor etiquette not bringing it up when it was your guys' turn. But
I was waiting, but there was talking in between.
There was a break. I asked if we were done, like I do at the end of every player turn.
All right, man. Yeah, no, that's good. No, I don't want to play too poor etiquette. Go ahead.
Okay, man. Yeah, I mean, it's not doing anything.
There's I know there's continuous talking. I didn't want to interrupt. I was waiting for a pause.
I saw you talking to Soul quite a bit as well, man. If your attention's not going to be here, I don't want to hear it. You know, I'm real sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
So this thing burrows itself, and you guys just hear the sound of the corner of the building behind you guys just like buckling in as this thing is like continuing to thrash. You guys hear like stone kind of like collapsing in this corner, and it's hard to like see what's going on for anybody except maybe Rowan, possibly Simone. Can see that just, it's not like the whole building has fallen on it or anything, but this corner has kind of like fallen and it's thrashing. It's obviously like disoriented, but it becomes obvious to both of you that it's kind of like following instinct at this point, which is just to get as deep as it can and to continue moving like away from the source of this like avalanche. And so it does not take any hostile actions. It just does its very best to cover itself. And you guys are kind of like in this disorientation. This thing is still here. You know, in the like flurry of snow and all of that, it is like not like the rumble is huge. Like that snow has got to be feet away, inches away. It's not clear. We're not even going to go a whole turn at a time. We're going to go action by action. The snow is not here yet. This thing is, I'm going to do a little bit of player move. Actually, I'm just going to put it here. It's not in the building. It would be, you know what I mean? But that part of the building doesn't exist anymore. As it kind of like pushes past you, Rowan, the like wall that you're almost like spidering on, you can feel it like starting to crumble and collapse. You guys can hear that wall of snow is just about here. I'm going to give like a single action around the table. and we're gonna see if the snow hits or not. So everybody gets one action right now. What are we doing?
We're 80 feet up.
Which looks to be about, like, it's hard to estimate. And, you know, like,
Yeah, that was going to be my next
you
question.
can't see it now, but you know, let's do a survival recall knowledge for anybody who might be curious about exactly how tall the avalanche is, what the height on that wall of snow is.
Yeah.
The survival?
That's a survival.
Sure.
Yeah.
I know. What,
No, now I want to roll. Okay.
what if we got to lose?
Real quick, was I
That's a
supposed
blind
to
roll,
take?
right?
Were you
Hold
supposed
on.
to?
Yeah.
Was I supposed to take that cold damage?
No, because it is now underground and you were up on the wall,
Okay.
so you are not like adjacent to it anymore. Okay, Reed.
Well, okay.
No, go ahead. No, because it passed by you, but the verbiage of the rules is a creature has to start or end their turn next to the thing, and it just kind of like moved past you. So I think the idea is that like you would definitely feel the chill, so to speak, as it moves like within your space, and would be able to tell like, oh shit, this thing got really close to me right now. But that would like pass very quickly as it moves past and under.
So can I take this thing off? This is persistent damage.
That is
I thought I got it from when I got attacked by him.
I'm not sure. Damage shot. You can roll. No, that's like that's kind of like being on fire, right? Like that's a long-term thing. What you can do though, because it is your turn, you can make. I see that's a DC 15 flat check. So you just have to like a beat a 15 on a 20-sided die to end this result. Otherwise, it's like the bleed damage that you hit on it, right? Like it's just gonna keep bleeding until it saves. You're gonna keep taking this cold damage until you save.
Okay. Oh.
Bummer. But that does remind me, I did not deal the damage to the worm for that persistent bleed damage, which brings it just that much closer to fucking taking care of it, and it fails its recovery check, so it is definitely still bleeding. Okay, so everybody's got an action. We have a loose idea of where the worm is. We have a loose idea of where everybody else is. Visibility is bad. A Tesk, you are just kind of like soaring upwards towards the top of the spell zone, and you're just like gonna keep going that way because I don't think there's anywhere to stop. But you were 50 feet in the air, and this is 120 feet. So in this movement action, unless you're casting a spell, you're gonna sail upward, 30 or 40 feet or whatever, just kind of on your momentum already. That's your like default action, unless you tell me you're doing something else.
Is that enough to get him above the?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was a good call. On Reed's 30 some odd, right? Whatever that was. Reed can tell that where he is now at 80 feet, Wilb is gonna dip his toes in the fucking snow. Like he's gonna catch a bunch of that like buffeting snow in his chest up to his fucking chin from where he's at right now, 80 feet in the air. You know what I mean? But that will like the actual body of the ice and the boulders that are tumbling down, like all that stuff. The range of that is well under where Wilb is at his 80 feet. But from a visibility standpoint, from a like having to make an athletics check to not get pushed back, like he's probably still in range of that, and you would need to be like 100 plus feet up to truly be like up over the area of effect of this avalanche.
I'm gonna look down. I'm gonna pat Wilb in the chest, that just ginormous chest, and just point up. We gotta go higher.
He goes, "Okay, sweetie," and Simone and Will start going up even higher. You only have one action, right? I can only go a maximum of 40 feet.
That's correct, yeah. But that'll get you from 80 to 120, which, from Reed's perspective, he thinks will be like fairly clear of this, right?
Yeah. Is it pleasant up here, like up this high?
Yeah, as you get up this high, you can like really see the like beautiful mountains like there's this cone of just destruction in front of you, but it's relatively serene in other spots. I will say this though, from where you guys are at, there are other like unnatural streaks in the mountains around. Like the worm trail that came down was just the closest worm. There are obviously others that have been woken up from like miles away that are starting to, and they're all like heading this direction. Like something that happened here attracted not just this but many worms. And you can just see this like cone of destruction from the avalanche coming down in front of you. And you can see the city, you know what I mean? Just like a few hours journey, like once all this snow settles and you can like walk like normal again, like it won't take you very long to get to town. It's right there. It's beautiful. You can like see cook fires and like, you know what I mean? Like hear the distant echoes of like hearty laughter, you know, coming from that direction. But it's chaos over here.
Simone will look longingly, that way, and be like, "You hear that, fool? Sounds like a warm meal." He's telling Reed that as he's like flying next to him.
Oh, it's Simone? You're in the air with me?
Simone, I can fly, bruh. I have wings in my armor.
I didn't know you're flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds anywhere better than here, but what are we going to do about these guys?
Well, I gave him the means, bruh. I got a new word, fool.
Simone's like, I did my part, man. Like brushes his fucking hands.
I did my part.
So are you done with Puto?
I'm not done, fool. But you always got to be moving the culture, right?
Picked up this new word in Otheris, you know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Bruh.
And I'll say this, Reed. That's the word that like the undesirables say in Otheris. You know what I mean? Like it's like a slang term.
You gotta stop saying that.
But we do have action still out there. Lots of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's next? Is it me? I can go. Okay, so the worm is underground, correct? Or is he just obscured by the fog?
Galfast, you have no idea, man. You think he's under that building or in that building. Like you could hear the building collapse and the stone fall, and you can see like extra dust over on that side kind of thing, but visibility's shit.
Could I take a shot, or is it not? I don't even have a good enough view for that.
You definitely need to pass the flat DC 5 in order to see him for sure.
Yeah, I'll take my shot. So I'm up in a tree.
Right.
Am I going to get clobbered by the avalanche coming? Looking over my shoulder.
Or
I think I'd be okay.
Visibility is shit, but like I said, from the sound of it, I mean, the snow is between inches and feet away. You know what I mean? Like, it's here.
Yeah. Well, I can't fly, so I'm just going to shoot my bow.
You're like, if I'm going to die, I'm going to take that fucking worm with me.
If I went invisible, could the snow see me?
I know, if the snow can't see me, does it not do damage?
Fantastic.
All right, so you got to clear 6 on a D20.
Just a flat roll?
Yeah, just flat roll. It's one of those Pathfinder things that I actually do like, is the idea of a concealed target. Like, if you can't see something, you can't shoot at it kind of thing, right? Yeah, you can absolutely see him. Go ahead and take your regular shot.
Regular hit.
Oh, you hit him because he's clumsy. So who made him clumsy? Which one of you guys did that?
Him?
I think I was, yeah.
Nice.
Rowan.
So that was a hit because of the teamwork with Rowan. So awesome shit there, guys.
Would you say is the worm all thumbs?
50 pairs of thumbs.
Ooh.
All right, and
our
lucky boy of the night gets to narrate to us what what it looks like, what it sounds like. You know, keeping in mind that there's an avalanche upon you. What are we doing here? How's it look?
So I've hit him with so many arrows, and only a few have landed. So this whole time, just arrow after arrow. And yeah, my first one hit hard, then like 6 misses, and then the second one, I feel like there's probably a weak spot where maybe Kythar had hit his hammer, and at that same spot is where I sunk the arrow, and that was the one that did it. Nobody can see this because it's all there's too much debris, but yeah, that's where I hit it. And then I also have an action for Banjo. He's up in a tree. I think so. Banjo's in rage. I feel like he thinks he would have he's a badger, so I may have him dig into the ground. So he's going to dolphin dive out of the tree and dig 5 feet underground, I think. Underneath the snow.
So you're gonna bury badger. That's a good call. That's a good call. Love that.
And that'll be his action. That's my 2 actions.
Okay. Who else is up? Who else has got actions?
Kythar is going to throw his hammer behind the rock where Tesk is to kind of like, once he throws it at himself, it holds onto it like Thor's hammer into the ground, and when it smashes the ground, he's going to anchor it and tuck himself under that boulder.
Okay, cool. Love that. Actively taking cover, always a good fucking call here. Who else has got
to
actions?
that spot next to Tyler, so I'm just going there.
I'm
Rowan.
120 feet in the air. I have no actions I could do.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat.
Yeah, but
Rowan's gonna push it.
Go ahead, Ron.
No, go ahead.
I'm literally just changing a Tesk's elevation from 55 feet to whatever his movement is plus 55 feet up in the air, 40. So you're 95 feet up, Tyler. So you're if you don't do anything, if you don't take anything, do any movement with your turn. If you can't beat that with a spell, Rowan, you're kicking off towards this tree.
Yeah, he's gonna kick off back towards the tree and try to grab it and hang on to it. Knowing that avalanche is coming.
Love that for you. Tyler, do you have a spell that will end you higher than 95 feet in the air? Or something else you'd like to do with your action?
I mean, I guess I could cast shield. That's a 1 action thing, but that's
cool. Sounds good. Magical effect uses physical damage. Cool. Sounds good. I think that it's not going to hurt anything to have you cast shield as you're kind of like automatically moving just off the momentum of your previous kick. Let me get your elevation to your total proper elevation. Great. We tapped?
Sounds like it.
Okay. Yeah. With that, the fucking avalanche hits. Cards on table, guys. This is an insane amount of damage. You guys need to roll reflex saves. But those of you, every single one of you who are on the ground can do so with advantage because you all made it a point to get to a tree, get to a rock, take some cover, get behind something. So you guys need to hit that keep higher on that reflex save. A test. You may use a hero point to re-roll. Tesk, you are high enough in the air that I think what I would like from you would be that athletic save to kind of like stay in the air, maneuver our body, not get pushed. Because it's one of those things like if we get pushed out of the zone of this spell, it'll be a very different game than if we are able to stay in it. So athletics from a Tesk, reflex from Rowan, Kythar, and Galfast. All my other boys should be high enough in the air that they're just watching and hearing the sound of their friends' voices disappear under just half the mountain fucking coming down.
I'm pulling out a ration and sharing it with Reed.
The equivalent of the popcorn bucket. You guys are up there just fucking hanging out.
If somebody dies, that's going to age so poorly.
I think we'll be fine.
Does Banjo have to roll? He's underground.
Banjo does not have to roll. He was underground. That was a good call. Even 5 feet underground, because the way that physics work, right? Like all you have to do is get under the level that everything's traveling over you, and you won't take any damage, right? Like under or above, you just can't be in that zone, right?
I think I'm gonna roll one more. I'm gonna spend 1 hero point just in case.
Well, it says when you roll, would that be a success for him?
What's the success?
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Do we know?
I'm about to say we don't know. It is one of those things where this is. I'm building suspense on purpose, right? Like none of your characters have been in an avalanche before. 33 is still higher, 33. But I will note for you, Aaron, that a success is a crit success instead. So if you're kind of all or nothing, right? Like you're either taking no damage or full damage at this point. And then what else do we got here? A Tesk on a 22, Kythar on a 32, Rowan on a 39. Good use of hero point Kythar. I can see that you did that. That 32 is much higher than that 26. Okay, and that is everybody.
I would love to see what Rowan's 39 looks like as the tree guy. Like, do the trees save him? That's insane. 40 reflex.
That is true. So here's what I will say from I'm gonna do the big scary thing, and then I'm gonna do some talking. Okay, so give me a minute here.
Oh no. Am I going to see 50 fucking dice on the table, David? Is that the
No, but they're big dice, and the modifier is also pretty big. So, yeah. Let me make sure I got all this. Nobody's stunned because we didn't get any crit fails. That's good. Okay, so that is... Oh, I don't know why it's on Tyler specifically. That is 44 damage halved to Kythar. Rowan and Galfast both made critical successes and therefore take no damage. So the two of you are able to tuck in behind these trees, stay on top of them, allow them to bend and fold. Kythar is doing really well to stay behind his boulder until his boulder gets picked up and slammed into him, and he gets like pinned between the boulder and the tree for a moment as he's just like being slowly crushed by this boulder, which like rolled onto him, and all of this stuff is pushing past. But for Kythar, 22 damage. I mean, that's Kythar's probably had lovers that have done more damage to him than that, I think. So, with that, a Tesk does get pushed back a full 15 feet, which puts him just at the edge of the spell effect here. And as this is moving forward, Atesk is like leaning forward with all of his might, gritting his teeth, like hanging on to tree branches, trying to like stay in this zone as all this stuff rolls past. Atesk, you are high enough here that you are getting kind of like buffeted, but I think that at 95 feet you are kind of out of the zone where, because the snow does a little bit of damage, but really it's the trees and the boulders that are coming down with the snow that does a lot of damage, and you're well above all of that. This avalanche fucking rolls in and rolls past. There is 2 or 3 solid minutes where just it's chaos raining around you. Everybody's just clinging for dear life, trees bending, boulders flying past. It looks like what a modern equivalent of like an interstate highway would look like, with just these huge vehicle-sized rocks and trees and chunks of frozen lake that are getting like ripped up and out and carried along. fucking your badger, Aaron, like just, I mean, from his perspective, it sounds like giants are tap dancing above him as all this stuff, rumbles and snaps and rolls past. But after a time, the natural flow of the avalanche takes its course, and things settle down to the point to where, many of you on the ground, Kythar especially, is essentially buried, but he's able to kind of like clamber up on top of the stone, the boulder, and like you guys just see him kind of like from the nose up, like poke his head above the new snow line, which completely buries the shack that you guys had like teleported in on. The corpse of the frozen worm, underneath this like powdery fresh snow. And the rumbling has continued, but has moved beyond. But as I had mentioned before, Simone and Atesk can see, excuse me, Simone and Reed and Atesk, I guess you guys are all up in the air, can see that there are like other lines moving out there, and like other parts of the mountain have begun to like shift and avalanche, like I said, up to like miles away as you're kind of, because there's not a real blizzard going on. It was artificial from the, avalanche come through, and now that's all settled down, your visibility is returned. And you can see that there are like other worms out there, right? And they all seem to be moving towards this place specifically.
Be like, oh shit, fool, you see that?
Yeah, I think we just got to get away from here.
We got to get the other putos, fool. So everything is like settled, it sounds
everything
like,
is,
right?
Everything is settled.
Are we out of combat?
You're out of combat. Yeah. Everything is settled. No more avalanche danger. Everything is difficult terrain for whatever it's worth, because it's all just powdery snow that's 15 feet high. But yeah, you guys are free to move and do things.
Okay.
Should we go pick him up?
Yeah, fool. I'm already heading down. I'm gonna like dive down. I'm gonna like put my wings in and do like a dive, and then like as I get towards them, they like fan out all crazy. I'm being dramatic.
Oh, I love that. And like I said, the only one on the ground, Kythar, you've almost got this like buried in stand effect. Like you can absolutely move around. You're not like stuck. You know what I mean? But everybody only sees you kind of like from the neck up as you're like kind of up on this boulder, all this powder surrounding you. Your mic is muted, which I do appreciate when. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and just dig myself out with by sheer rage.
Yeah, I'm about saying just snow fucking. You guys think for a second there's like another worm that's emerging. There's just like so much snow being displaced by Kythar as he's just fucking thrashing and digging himself out of this fucking hole.
When we pick up a Tesk, I'm gonna use lay on hands.
Cool, sounds good. You guys can target and roll and apply, and that's solidly not my domain.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have Wilb like flow like hover above Kythar, and I'm gonna put a rope in Wilb's mouth, and then have that rope dangle over Kythar.
Cool, sounds good.
That's me.
Kythar, as you like dig out this hole, this rope comes down.
Yeah, Kythar is gonna hold on, grab the rope, start trying to pull himself up.
Yeah, and Wilb will help him out.
Yeah, cool. No athletics required. Yeah, we're not under the gun here. Climbing a rope is a basic, whatever. So we're cool here. Kythar gets picked up. Your spell effect is still going, at least for another short time. Atesk is kind of like Atesk and Rowan are kind of like floating in this space still, almost like up above the powder level. How we doing?
Yeah, and I'm gonna fly over to Rowan, and I'm gonna have Wilb hold out his paw, and be all, it's waiting for you.
Oh, and he's
not so bad.
Grab the paw.
Yeah, and he's gonna wrap it around him and lift off. He's now full though.
I'm about to say, I think he's over full, isn't he? Because he's got you, Reed. He's carrying.
He does not have me. My armor
you fly for yourself. Yeah, so that does fill him. You're right.
Free.
You're right. That does fill him.
Yep.
So that covers a lot of folks. Let's go to our guys who aren't being taken care of then. Tesk and Galfast. There's nothing but powdery snow around you for quite a bit of distance. You see your friends kind of like hovering around. Kythar's clambering up this rope on Wilb, having like picked up. Oh, I guess he picked up Rowan. So it's just you, Galfast, I think, who's on the ground, if my math is correct.
I'm not impeded by difficult terrain.
Oh, love that.
But I can't fly, so
that's fair. So
Can you make him fly?
I'm imagining you not being able to see where you're going, but being able to move through the snow no problem. So everybody else from their like bird's eye view just sees you as like a mole, just like drawing a line, like stopping when you hit a rock, moving around it. You know what I mean? Just like
exactly.
Oh man.
And I'll be like, "Hey fool!" As I like fly past Galfast, but "Hey fool, there's more worms coming."
Big or little?
And I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna look at the huge piles of the same.
Does it matter?
We got to get out of here. I'm running on the ground.
I'm kind of full here, fool. That's the only problem.
Yeah. No, I can see.
Don't you have like a fucking hole you can get in or something?
For a few seconds, yeah.
Can you just like hold your breath?
How long can you hold your breath?
Indefinitely, fool. I got this spell. I'm glad you brought this up. I got this spell that allows me to breathe in areas that don't have air, fool. It's pretty dope.
Can't you cast a spell on him? Put him in his hole?
That's a great question. I'm so happy you brought that up. Actually, I can. But I don't like to cast spells on putos without their consent.
Aren't you out of spell slots? Didn't you mention that?
It's a cantrip. Thank you for. I'm so happy you are listening about my spell abilities and you understand what I'm saying.
I'm gonna wink at a test.
Get in the bag, Galfast.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
I don't know. It's fucking there.
And then I'm gonna fly down and I'm gonna hover because I definitely cannot, go into deep terrain or whatever the terrain is, rough terrain. And I'm gonna cast deep breath onto.
Onto me, and if it's a cantrip, you can give it to Manda too.
Sure. And but as a requirement of that, you have to take an incredibly deep breath. And you can hold it for right now. You can hold it for 8 hours.
Oh man.
Okay.
And you lose 10 minutes of that if you speak.
Who's tracking that?
You
said
are.
6 sentences, so
Yeah.
that's 60 minutes. 7 hours left.
Oh man. That is crazy.
I'll get in the bag.
Give me a D6 roll, Aaron. Galfast.
God damn it, David.
I'm just gonna open this bag. It's not a regular bag, man. You don't know where it's gonna be.
What you getting first?
4. What's that? Zombies? Or is that space?
I have to find my note.
I hope it's space.
Pause.
I'm about to say, I'm sure it's in one of my. I'll race you. I'll look through my note
what
cards.
did I roll? A 4?
Four.
4 is zombies.
4 is zombies.
At 1 point. I have 4 zombies at 1 point.
So they just fall into the snow.
Yeah, he puts it up, and I kind of think the snow is probably not like a solid enough surface. You probably have to put it on the ground. So you put it, and these hands come out, and immediately fingers start to get frostbite and break off as they're trying to crawl out of the hole. You flip it up, snap it again. We're gonna say you go through this. It comes up fire dimension next. It just burns this huge amount, and all the snow just melts to ice, which is sizzles off into. You guys just see this big steam cloud come up, and Galfast is almost there. And he just fucking snaps it again, and he finally gets his
10 minutes.
His dimension, right? It's all narrative. If Galfast needs to hop in the hole, he can absolutely do that. But that leaves a hole on the ground, but that he's cleared some space around. So I just want to know who's picking up the hole and carrying it, I guess.
If it's not like encumbersome, I can pick it up because I'm.
No.
Yeah, then I'll go and pick it up.
Cool. Then my only other question becomes, what is Atesk's planned mode of transportation as you guys are moving?
He should.
I'm gonna fly.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. Love that.
That's why I did not go after him.
I believe you guys have kind of like cracked the all the puzzle pieces here, and we are now good to travel in whichever direction we would like. Kind of going on a limb and saying that towards Frostholm is the direction that we'd like to travel.
That is correct.
Cool. Sounds good.
They don't have a choice. That's where they're going.
I know everybody who's riding fucking Wilb is going where Wilb's going. And I can say that, damn it.
I've got a whole full Galfast, so he's coming with me.
That's so funny. Okay, cool. Then you guys fucking make it to. You guys are just like kind of sailing and flying over the ground here. A lot of the ground is just kind of like ice and rock. There are a few like evergreen trees. And with it being kind of the early days of summer, you get a sense that in the height of winter, everything is in a state of rock solid permafrost. But,
solid.
Things have started to kind of like move and melt here. And like Rowan probably can spot things like, snow hares and like small critters, foxes and things like coming out of their hidey holes and like trying to see if any food had been like uncovered in the recent avalanche. And as you guys are in the air, you can see, these like streaks. And as you travel away from the place where you came in, this small building, anybody who keeps their eyes on the worms on the horizon can see that their like trajectory does not change with you. Like they are not coming after you guys. They are all on kind of like a collision course for where the corpse of the other worm is now, right? Like the site of that battle seems to be the direction. And as you guys are traveling for like hours, in the air, it's very easy to just like see that this is in fact the case. And as you guys are even in the air long enough to see the like second closest of these worms like hit that point, hear the distant sound of shrieking. You're able to see like the third farthest also reach that point, and then off in the distance you can see and hear the sounds of these worms like embroiled in combat with each other, and like more worms are coming, right? But that's all just in the distance. It's literally, you've left that behind you as you travel outward and upward towards the site of fucking Frostholm.
On our way there, while you're figuring that out, I'm gonna be like, Rowan, fool, I didn't know that you could grow a bush like that.
Oh, yeah, I manage. You don't really.
I mean, that was pretty badass.
Thank you.
And
Not used to
also,
trimming them though.
I'm glad you guys figured out the whole zero gravity thing. I was trying to yell, but I don't know if you guys heard me.
No.
No.
You didn't hear me at all, fool?
Kythar heard you.
Heard you yelling.
But you didn't hear what I was saying?
Kythar heard.
Oh.
I didn't hear.
You heard me, Kythar?
Yeah.
Did you do anything with it? I couldn't even see, fool.
I done damage to worm.
Oh, you like threw yourself at the worm?
Well, tree then worm.
Oh shit. That's pretty badass. Yeah, when I was communing with my Eidolon and the magical powers that be allowed me to take on this type of magic, I thought this would be super useful for us, fool.
Definitely use combat when people surround me. That'd be fun.
Okay, next time I know. Throw Kythar in the middle of all the enemies, fool. Oh, bruh. Sorry.
Bruh.
Bruz.
What is going on?
With no gravity. Fun.
What is it? I squelched my family. That doesn't mean what you think it means.
Ooh, gross! Stop saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, I picked that up.
That's what I was gonna say. Ooh, bro, stop saying that.
When I was at the tavern, fool, I heard these kids kept saying "bruh," and I'm like, "Huh, fool, that sounds pretty good."
Yeah, and you listen to them. They're kids.
Yeah, I mean, they sounded cool. I mean, you don't sound cool, fool. So it's like I'm not gonna say anything you say.
What? Hey.
Oh man.
Simone, I thought we had a good thing going. When did you get all grumpy gills on me?
I'm not grumpy, fool. I like to tell them how it is.
Call me bruh.
Listen, some people can't take the truth, fool, and that's okay. I realized through our travels that we just need to be, bold and just say it how it is, right?
You mean Kurt?
I don't know what that means, fool. Is that a type of fish?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what that is. I don't like fish.
And then we cut to Galfast and Banjo like sitting in silence in the hole, like holding their breath, playing patty cake with each other. You know what I mean? Just,
I know.
Playing cards.
There you go.
I fucking
letting
love that.
letting air bubbles out just to play with it in zero gravity. You like made Banjo's name in air bubbles. He's like clapping.
That's cute.
Oh man, that's funny. I will say this though, Galfast, it does dawn on you that like you guys, I'm assuming that you would have like gone through until you got to like the regular void space that you were like keeping your gold in, correct? That's like the place you guys. That's like the regular empty hole that you guys have been traveling through.
Oh yes.
You know, I will say that it probably dawns on you though, as as you're here holding your breath, that you have no reason to believe that there's air in some of the other dimensions, but like with Simone's help, like you might actually be able to like explore the water dimension and like explore the space dimension. Like if you had this breath holding thing under you in one of those hole zones, like in theory, like you could, like as you have all this like time to reflect in here, you're like, oh, I guess I guess if I was in the water zone, I could fucking just like chill and like go check that out.
Okay,
My retirement plans I'm thinking about.
And
Things get bad in here, yeah.
DM question, David.
Yeah, shoot.
I would, while I'm here, can I try to like see to the past with my helmet while we're flying in the air? I have something I'm looking for.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You can put the Helm of the Four Winds on, and what are you looking for? I mean,
so all of these artifacts have been in these like ancient cities, and we know the distinct pattern of that city. So while we have an aerial view, I'm looking for like anything that might have been there in the past. Because we're looking for the next armor piece.
You see something unfamiliar to Reed for the first time since he's been on this quest. And as he's looking and expecting to see a huge city of some age past for miles and miles in all directions, he sees nothing but like empty wilderness and a huge frost dragon whose territory this obviously was at one time. Circling a nearby, frosted mounted pinnacle.
Okay. I'm gonna point to the mountain peak over there and say, I don't see anything that looks like, was it Asulde while we were here? But it looks like there's a giant ice dragon that lived here, and it seemed really interested in that mountain peak over there, and I'm going to point to that mountain peak. that it was circling.
What Reed is pointing to is the kind of like tallest mountain that is itself closest to Frostholm. It's like Frostholm is kind of nestled up against, it's already itself at altitude, but nestled up against the highest peaks of these mountains, and specifically like the tallest one, which, kind of a lonely mountain, town on the lake style, like Frostholm almost like sits in the shadow of this huge mountain, that itself sticks above the rest of this range, that's kind of behind it. So he's pointing basically to the biggest mountain that's the closest to the city.
Would it be like the one that's in the background of the picture that you can't see the top of?
Yeah. So yeah, basically, yeah, it'd be yes, exactly.
Hmm.
Maybe our armor piece is there, or was there.
Well, fool. I mean, that I guess if an armor piece was going to be anywhere, it'd be inside of a mountain, fool.
Seems pretty safe to put in a mountain.
Does anybody else see any like presence of the College of Arcane Arts? Like, does anybody see any like undead zombies? I'm assuming as we like get closer to the city.
Yeah,
right?
as you guys are getting closer to the city, the city itself seems to be like, this picture is fairly close to accurate. There's like a large enclosed keep area that like looks over the rest of the city, which is kind of like set in this valley, which is itself like up at altitude, like from where Kythar and Rowan hail home. Like you'd have to like walk through a valley and like climb up elevation to even get to where Frostholm is, as it is like near the top of this mountain range. But there does not appear to be any like sinister elements. It's not like Port Saucus, which has like magical beacons and fireworks and like illusionary magic in the streets everywhere. Like there's not a huge kind of magical presence, but the mountaintop that Reed had pointed to does, as you guys get closer, you're able to catch like flashes of lightning, rumbling that you at first think may be another one of these avalanches or a worm passing nearby, but then realize is the echoes of thunder, which appears to be like emanating from this mountaintop. And as you get, kind of closing the distance, that last hour or so's distance before you're at the town, you can see like Reed. It's one of those things like if you didn't know better, you would say this is like much like the kind of like crystal of Iomade. There's this like huge magical something, but instead of being like on a statue, it's this like impact point at the top of the mountain. There's this huge, almost like glassy, frosted crater that creates this like bowl that has like smoke and ice billowing out of it. Lightning is striking it. Thunder is rumbling from it. And you guys can see that there are like, you are maybe feeling a little bit homesick, Reed, and you see that there are steps jaggedly cut into this mountain, kind of like leading back down to Frostholm, and set into the top of this mountain. At a distance, it's hard to make out details, but there's definitely some kind of like structure that exists on the mountaintop behind that roiling bowl of fucking magical energy.
I'm gonna point out the bowl and say that must be important for something.
What does it look like to us without the helmet on?
Without the helmet on, it looks really the same. And I'm actually going to I'm gonna be more specific. Reed, you do not see with the helmet on. You do not see the roiling bowl. It does not exist in the past. For the rest of you guys, you see it as described. It's off in the distance, but you can see this like singular point that is, looks like a storm in a bottle almost, but instead of a bottle, it's this crater at the top of this mountaintop with like I said, this almost like an icy gatehouse behind it, set
like,
into the mountain.
Kind of like how when that one with the earth, the forest growing all around it, all crazy.
Very, same vibe for sure. Absolutely.
Okay. Be like, oh, I see it, fool. It looks like that one town that we were at. That had all the all the giant ass snake that attacked us. The one that Atesk set off like a fucking like a lamp.
Oh, you mean the plant god?
Oh well, it's more like a vortex, fool. It was like a vortex. The one that you set off, fool, on the top of that hill where the academy was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does kind of look like that.
yeah, that travesty, not the ones in the down under.
You're gonna have to be more specific.
I'm gonna take the helm off and go back to regular. Can I do like a knowledge religion check to see if I could figure out like who they worship based off of
yeah, absolutely, because this is because you did have like a conversation with your head person on your way out for sure. So yeah, I will take that knowledge religion check from you, and on the off chance you do well, I'm gonna pull up my notes.
That is blind.
Knowledge checks are always blind. That is correct. Okay. Give me just a moment.
Un momento.
Yeah. No, that's all the way up to Aetherius. That's too far. Control F. Frostholm. I really should like do better job of my notes, but when you have Control Find, what do you need? What do you need to have different fucking documents for?
I know, right?
Oh, wow, man, I really went hard on this town. I'm like, no, those are the noble houses. No, those are the people. No, that's the places. Okay, great. Okay, so you read what you know about these people. You remember that as you're watching this, kind of like what I almost called like a storm in a bottle. That like jogs your memory, and you remember that your people of Aetherius don't bother like coming and proselytizing here because they have their own gods and their own traditions, and they worship more of like a pantheon of gods. They have this, I don't know if you've ever been to Frostholm specifically, but I think that in your studies, at least, of religion in general, you would know that they have this, they have this like familial hierarchy behind the gods that they serve. So like, you don't necessarily know all of like the titles and the names, but there's like the father who is the god of the storm, and the mother who is the voice of lightning, and the daughter who is the goddess of ice and snow, and the son who is the like the god of the winds, right? And they have this more like
that's
Greek,
how they refer
like
to them,
Greek pantheon, right? And you remember those specific. You're like, yeah, these guys are like these guys are all tradition, all cold, all mountains. I don't think that Reed would have like a word for Nordic, but whatever the kind of reputation of those kinds of people would be in this world, he'd be like loosely familiar with the reputation that they have. And like, yeah, they don't worship one god. They worship like different parts of gods, which oversee different parts of their societies and are like physically represented by the different like elements of a storm and weather and et cetera, et cetera.
Are there any like code of conducts or anything that I would know that would be like a slight to them?
I mean, not so much. It's one of those places where I will say that we're at the very like edges of a religion check in general, because you're really getting into like a society check at that point. But as far as like religious tenets go, that their religious tenets like you don't know specifically what their traditions are, but you know that that you can get away with just about anything except disrespecting the old ways, right? But you didn't grow up here. You have no idea what those old ways are.
Right.
Cool. We wipe with our hands here. You're using toilet paper? Bah! Burn him at the stake.
You will
No,
find
they
3
use-
ox
they use-
hooves
no.
in every bathroom, and you'll have to.
There's 3 shells.
And then I'm gonna like spout while we're flying. Oh, that must be. I think that's where they worship the Father, the Daughter, the Son,
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna rant the whole thing.
Yeah.
The father, the son. They worship a family, fool? I don't...
It's not a family. Don't call it a family. I think they're pantheons.
Gotcha. So it's a bunch of different gods, but they're not families, but they call each other the
They're
Father and the Son?
They're familial gods. I don't
So
know how
they are,
would
so they are family?
Yes, but I don't know. I don't know how
where my accent went. When I'm confused, my accent goes away, fool.
I don't know how they'd react to you calling them the family. I don't know if they want to
I'm
be
just
called.
saying. I'm just repeating what you said, fool.
I didn't say they were family. I said the
You
father.
said familial.
Familial gods. I didn't say the family.
Maybe I need a dictionary, but from my understanding, fool, familial means that they're related. Unless I'm crazy here.
I feel like this is the most in-character conversation we've had for a long time. With us coming up on 9:30, if there's anything super pressing that you guys want to cover, I'll let you cover it. But from a like flexibility standpoint, I think we will do best to come back kind of at this point before we make introductions. I mean, in theory, you guys are flying. You could decide to just go straight to the, the mountaintop storm and skip the town entirely. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of up to you what you guys want to do. So I think ending here is a good call. And then you guys can decide if you want to go to town, how you want to approach town, what you guys might be looking for. Like, you guys can have your kind of like circling the wagons before you're within earshot of guards and flying over a city and shit. But I think this is kind of a good place to end the session, which gives you guys maximum flexibility starting the next one.
Okay.
So,
All right.
plus we didn't take a break, so I kind of have to pee.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm glad we got to. I love running me a new city, letting you guys explore stuff, talk to people, figure things out. But it's been a while since we'd hit some stuff. So I'm glad that we got to do the worm. I'm glad that we all. There was a time when I would have mentioned, reminded, continued to harp on the rumbling and the danger of the avalanche, and you guys would have completely ignored it and 100% focused on killing the worm. So, like, it was very encouraging to me to hear you guys, like, taking your actions, tucking in, being aware of, like, how the environment was unfolding around you. I'm gonna give you guys all props and high fives across the board for that one as well.
Is that enough to earn our hero point for next?
Yeah, I about to say there wasn't.
game?
Yeah, there wasn't any real room for dialogue, but I will say I'll give you all your hero point for teamwork. We'll say
There you
that
go.
we'll say you guys get your teamwork hero point. So go ahead and add that before you dip out of here for the night. I anticipate being back next week. I have the entire city prepped. I am not, going to be offended if you guys decide that you want to go investigate other shit first. So, we'll be ready for kind of whatever you guys decide you want to do next week.
Sounds good. Thanks,
Cool.
David.
Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for playing.
Yeah.
See ya.
Thanks.
Cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Later,
Night,
guys.
Good night.
Okay. It's probably just me, myself, and I. But yes, it is. So with that, saw a couple hours, 2.5 hours, playing some shit, killing some shit. It was a good time. Catch us next week. We'll be here. Later.